Friends, in this series on portfolio quality, our next video is on the topic new themes. How do you ideate a new theme? I'm going to talk to you about some things which I learned over the years. Every market context throws up new themes, and when you start thinking in terms of a theme, you organize your thoughts better, you structure your investment thinking, you arrange your arguments, you decide how what you see as the future is best played through stocks. Once you figure out how your vision of the future can be reflected in your portfolio, which stocks are best placed to do it, and how you are going to own these stocks, then the theme gets a fitment in your portfolio. So the thought process behind creating a theme should be very crisp and crystal clear, and once you are clear about the theme, then you go and find how you can make that theme a part of your portfolio. A decade ago, we had this peculiar problem. We knew that India is going to transform in housing, but we did not want to buy real estate stocks. So, we wanted a way to participate in the housing boom without owning any real estate stock. We also did not want to buy housing finance companies. So, either you buy the guy who sets up the assets or you buy the guys who finance the asset. If you say, I don't want to buy both, then how do you still participate in the theme? So, then we decided that the only option before us was to go into the building materials theme. For over a decade, that theme has done well. We were there in the team for 6-7 years. We made our money and got out. Understand that you can participate in industry without going into the capital intensive parts. You can choose that part of that industry's value chain which is more capital efficient, which has got better bargaining power, which is more predictable, and where growth can happen with limited incremental investment from our side. The internal accruals itself can become a driver of growth. This is also true of many other businesses. When we looked at infra, it looked quite obvious that infra is a business that can take in as much capital as we are willing to give that industry. So, during that boom of 2004 to 8, we didn't want to buy those companies which were capital intensive. So, that ruled out the L&Ts of the world, or those EPC companies, or companies which were doing BOT. Then how do you participate? So, we decided to participate by buying companies which were in the consumable space and what we call now as fast moving industrial goods. We also decided to participate in the services space. There are many companies that provide services to infra companies, those hiring cranes. That was another obvious bet. So, between 2004 and 7, without buying businesses which were capital intensive or likely to become swollen in balance sheet size, we were able to buy businesses which were more predictable and where the capital allocation was efficient. Now, talking about capital allocation in 2004 was not very fashionable, but as investors we needed a new theme, we needed to participate in it, but as retail investors we did not have the luxury of risking our capital where that capital could be lost in the hands of growth obsessed promoters, and you all know what happened after that. Even today that need is very, very high. I have seen most of the people who went for growth and chose microfinance come to grief, especially when the promoters were not able to keep their capital deployed in a disciplined manner. So when you're going for growth and your capital goes into wrong hands, you either will struggle to bring the money back or you need to find the money from new investors. Now that is something which gives me a lot of discomfort. So when I ideate a theme, even though I want to participate in rural prosperity, I don't want to participate in a way which puts the rural economy under strain, and it also puts the capital also under strain, because when the underlying economy is under strain, pumping more money into it is not going to help that economy, because the cost of capital itself will inflict further pain on that economy. So for that reason, though I was bullish on the rural economy theme for a very long time, I took a stance that microfinance is not the right way to play it. Now, each of us can have different opinions. These are just my opinions, and I could be wrong too. But you are entitled to develop your own theme, your own logic, and your own rationale which suits your risk appetite and personality. Organize your thoughts into a theme and then invest through that theme. I'm going to talk about one or two themes in the present which I think will play a long way into the future. The first theme is logistics, because as a component of Indian GDP, logistics has a lot of headroom to grow. Now, how to play this is going to be quite a challenge, because it is largely a capital intensive business. So you have to be sure that where you are investing, the capital is going to be managed correctly without leakages or permanent loss of capital. So that is going to be the biggest challenge in logistics. We are going to see transportation time get shortened. We are going to see transportation capacity change and transform. We are going to see the movement of goods and services change. We are going to see goods move more through rail than through roads. Now, this is something which can be extremely different from what we have seen in the last decade. So, on the one side, we like one business, but finding the right way of participating in that business is still a huge challenge. So, as an investor, we have to find those 2 or 3 companies where we can participate. Indigenization of defense is another theme which has been spoken about for a very long time. We use the phraseology of Atmanirbhar. It's been both glorified and mocked, but it is still relevant to a great degree. How much we are able to become self-sufficient is debatable, but the need is real and the urgency is high. So when the need is real and the urgency is high, such a theme could well turn out to be a very, very prospective theme, where India is not only going to become self-sufficient, we are also going to provide these products to friendly countries in the MENA region, Middle East and North Africa. We are going to become more and more relevant in the global defense market over the next 2 decades. So, defense and self-sufficiency is another theme. So, I have just given you 2 themes to think about, and I am sure there are at least half a dozen futuristic themes which are going to grow, sustain, and still be good allocators of capital in the future. We are at the cusp of an economic transformation of a country which is probably many times more impactful than 1991, and probably 2021 will be looked back in history as a phase where we prepared for a very, very aggressive economic phase. So I think that the number of themes that you can write is very, very high, but it's important that you organize your thoughts individualistic and unique to the way you look at investments. You write a theme neatly in less than a page. Within the same page, you write your arguments and how you're going to participate in them, which is the best way of playing that theme. Leave that note, look at it again and again for a few days, keep refining that note, and finally, when your conviction is high, think of how you can take your conviction forward. So, New themes bring fresh life to a portfolio. They help you manage replacement risk very effectively. So if you're going to sell a winner, let's say in an API, you should be able to put in a company which has the capacity to replace that successful idea with a better idea, or at least an equally good one. So that responsibility is ours, and you need to work very hard thematically to bring in success going forward. There is no escaping that, because otherwise our investing can be scattered and lacking in focus that will bring us the required success. And especially if you have been successful like in the last 2 years, sustaining that success requires a lot of thematic orientation, and new themes are always good for every investor to prepare better for the future. Thank you very much.